Hi and welcome to Easy Camp. In this film we're going to give you some hints and some tips on how to pitch and pack away the Sebring tent from our Motor Tour collection. What we'll do is we'll just take it out and we'll show you the various ways as well which it can be attached to vehicles. So once we've laid the tent out next to the vehicle, we're just simply going to attach it. We do actually have various ways of attaching this tent to the vehicles, and we can just now talk you through those. So we do supply the tent with various fittings here which can be used to attach to the vehicles. You can see that we have the steel pole just here, which is easy to put together because it's pre-attached from one side through to the other. We then have the clamps here, which would be used with the steel pole with any vehicles that have got a J-rail, and then we also have our two guy lines which we can attach on as well. So we'll just start with the steel pole here, and what we just need to do is simply, like I say, pop this together, which is easy thanks to it being pre-attached, and then we'll just slide this through the pole sleeve at the back of the tent here. So once the steel pole is in place, as I mentioned, we do supply these clamps here, which we could just clamp on to the pole and then attach this onto any vehicle that already has a J-rail attached to it. Another way of using the steel pole would be also to get yourself some of the sucker clamps. You could then attach those to the vehicle and then onto the rail as well. What we can then do is take these clamps and pop them onto the bars like so. Just to point out, these clamps are sold separately. Now all we need to do is just lift and then use the clamps to attach it to the vehicle. Another way of attaching the tent to the vehicle is to use the beading here, which is already pre-attached onto the fly sheet, and all we would need for this would be the figure of 8 rail, which this would then just slide through. The final way is to use the Velcro straps, which you can see again are already pre-attached. Now this is actually what we're going to use, as the vehicle that we have here only has roof bars on the top here. So what we'll do is we'll attach the Velcro straps around this, and then we'll attach the guy lines, which we already showed you, just onto the end here and take them across and peg them into place. Now what we're going to do is just take the poles out of the pole bag and lay them out ready for assembly. Assembling the poles is really easy. What you'll find is that each one has been short corded from one side all the way through to the other. So we'll just put these together and show you what to do next. Now what we're going to do is take the poles and put these through the pole sleeves. A good tip here though is just to open the front door before you do this. This will make attaching the ring and pin a little bit easier. And also a good tip here is just to remember that on one side of the tent that you will have a fixed ring and pin side, and on the other side you will have an adjustable side. So always start with the fixed side, and that should make it a little bit easier for you. Once that's done, all we have to do is then just simply clip on the fly sheet to the pole, and then we'll repeat the process with the rest of the fiberglass poles. Now that that's done, what we're going to do is just make sure that the tent is walked forward away from the vehicle, and we'll peg at the front. Now what we're going to do is just peg out the rest of the tent, but a good tip here is just to close the door down. Next, what we're going to do is take the steel poles, which are the support poles, to go inside and put them into position. Next, we're going to take the bedroom that comes with the tent. I'm just going to take that inside and put that into place. Now all that's left to do is take out the guy lines and peg them into position. But a good tip here is just to remember to close the front door down. When it comes to packing down the tent, a good tip here is to make sure that the tent is as dry as can be when you're putting it away. If it is wet, then obviously try to dry it as quickly as you can when you get home. Just for your information as well, we've actually decided to leave the bedroom in. Obviously you can decide to take this out and pack it away separately, or do as we've done here. So what we'll do now is just show you how to pack this away into its bag. So that was all of our hints and tips for pitching and packing away the Sebring from our motor tour collection. Thanks very much for watching.